Hello, this is Flurry Moon. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are back with Amber.
Hi!
We have been waiting to do this for so long, but this is our Valentine themed Am I the Asshole Reddit stories.
A little galentine.
Oh, Galentine. So sorry.
Girly-tine.
We have some coupley Reddit stories this week, and they're gonna be crazy. And I think that's it. So I think we should just get into it.
Oh my god.
Story number 1. Am I the asshole for proposing to my girlfriend in a way she didn't like? I, 34 female, have been seeing my girlfriend, 28 female, for 4 years. We've talked about marriage and kids in passing. It's always been something we're both open to, but we're both quite career-minded, and that's been our focus. She and her brother both often joke/complain about the pressure they feel from their parents to get married. He's been in a relationship longer than we have and still not engaged. And I've seen as well how it's something their parents drop unsubtle hints about all the time. I don't think they mean it to feel like pressure, they just want their kids to be happy and they want to be grandparents. Anyway, I've been thinking about it a lot lately. I've reached that point in my life where marriage is increasingly appealing. I'm ready to make that commitment and I know she's the one for me. Her parents hosted a dinner party to celebrate us all being able to finally visit each other's houses again. I don't know. Oh, maybe this was during COVID.
Yeah.
Okay. It was me, my girlfriend, her brother, his girlfriend, and our 3 sets of parents. It seemed perfect to me, so after dessert, I got down on one knee and proposed. She looked pretty stunned and said, I guess. And everyone laughed. All the parents started celebrating. Her mother was crying. Her father was opening champagne. We were all hugging. We went home later and I told her how happy I was to spend the rest of my life with her, and she started crying, saying she felt like she had no choice. This upset me. It was hardly the enthusiasm I'd hoped for, and I asked if she loved me. She said she did, and maybe she did want to get married, but the way I proposed made it feel like her answer was a foregone conclusion, and she didn't have time to think about it. And even now, she knows that if she were to change her mind, she'd be letting everyone down and disappointing her parents. She said she wished I proposed privately so we could talk together about what it really means and what our future looks like, and she could be 100% sure of her decision before announcing it to her family. She feels like I've removed her opportunity to prepare for her parents' reaction and make sure she was saying yes because she wanted to instead of because of expectation. She says she's less sure than ever about our relationship because the proposal shows how little I know her or what she wants. I thought I was being romantic, and even if it wasn't her ideal proposal, I don't see why that should affect her answer. Our relationship's about more than just that one evening. Am I the asshole? This one, it's like, it's tough because I don't think he meant, like, I think he's just a little dumb.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't mean, it's not like he was being mean or anything, but I think, like, it sounds like they didn't even talk about it. Like, getting married.
That's my first thing. I'm like, did they even talk about it?
It sounds like they didn't. And like that's terrible. I would be scared, like, if Louis just all of a sudden just like got down on one knee and was like, but I want to marry you, and it's just like, we didn't even fucking talk about it.
But we've been together 4 years.
But we've been together 4 years, so marriage, right? And baby.
Marriage baby?
Marriage baby? Question mark?
In front of everyone? Listen, I am an anxious person.
No, I would. What did you want her to do? I feel like in front of the people who have pressured her, like, to get married. Like, of course she's gonna say yes.
And it's like an intimate moment too.
I would not want to be proposed like in front of people. I don't think.
No,
maybe like if people are like,
I would have like you take a picture.
Yeah.
Like, I would take a picture of you.
Thank you. I would take a picture of you too.
But only if I know that's what you want.
Yeah, like, and that's the thing. Like, you talk to your partner about like what you want.
And like, sometimes girlies get stage fright.
Yeah.
I don't like surprises. I don't like surprise parties.
So you would not like this.
I think I would have like a panic attack. Like, if someone just like was like, marriage right now, front of everyone.
In front of everyone?
I think I would have a panic attack.
The parents were crying and the dad was getting the champagne out. Like, you can't say no now. It's like, I would feel so stressed out and sad. I
would be like, where is this coming from?
Yeah, I'm very confused.
Did he have ring? Or is it he?
Did he have ring? Wait, that's a good question. We've talked about marriage and kids in passing. So it's one of those things like, oh, do you want to get married one day? Like, yeah, probably. But like, you have to sit down and be like, do you want to be engaged by the end of this year? Also, is there any like hard no's that you have? Like,
yeah. Do you have any credit card debt?
No, literally though, it's like that's the kind of shit that she hasn't been able to talk about with you yet. So I don't know. I think I find that a lot of people, well, guys, they get kind of like lazy and they're like, oh, all the parents are here. We're all together. I don't feel like getting them all together again.
Let's do it.
Let's just do it now. And it's just like, put some thought into it at least. So he's saying he got down on one knee. I'm not hearing anything about a ring.
That's the other thing. You need to talk about like what type of ring you want.
He just said it seemed perfect to me. So after dessert, I got down on one knee and proposed. So the overall vote was asshole. Top comment, you're the asshole. You really should have been paying more attention to these discussions on how much pressure their parents have put on them to get married and how uncomfortable that is. Asking in front of the people who put pressure on her to get married was probably the absolute worst way to propose to this woman. Probably.
Eat him up.
Eat him up. I mean, either way.
Like, what if it was like a ring that is totally not her style?
That's another
thing. And she
has
to wear that forever?
That's another thing. I'm sure they didn't go through exactly like the vibe of ring she wants if they didn't even talk about getting married. Huh? I actually would love that. But like, that's, if you propose with a ring pop in like my living room in front of my family, I'm gonna be pissed. But if you like take me to a fucking, I don't know, do something cute and then do it with a ring pop. Like,
do it with a ring pop so you could pick out your own ring.
Exactly. That's like because it's all about like
that's a lot of money. Like that's a commitment just to buy.
Yeah, I think you are kind of the asshole. Like, you're not a horrible person. I think he's just like a little,
just like, you need to pay attention a bit more.
He's got a case of the boy stupid, where it's just like
opposite boy genius. Boy stupid.
Boy stupid.
My new favorite band.
But it's like sometimes they don't, and I'm not giving him an excuse just like because it's like, oh, he's a boy.
But also like it sounds like the girlfriend is like a anxious girl too.
It sounds like it too. She's like, because that's just so anxiety.
It just shows like he doesn't really know her.
Well, that's what she said. She was like, it feels like you didn't even take what I like into consideration, because like your proposal should kind of be like something that is like tailored to you. You know what I mean? Tailored, or at least like your both relationship.
Like,
there's nothing special or nice or cute about just like proposing in front of her parents who stress her out.
Also, it's like the other girlfriend's parents are there too. Like, I'm just trying to imagine them standing there like Sims. Like,
it sounds like he literally just decided on the spot. That's not how you want to propose to
unless
someone.
Like you know someone who would find that like extremely romantic.
Yeah, which
some people
who do. Yeah,
like I've read a lot of romance books. There are some of those girls in there who would absolutely be so happy with that.
Moving on.
Okay.
I hate him. So, story number 2. Am I the asshole for going to my girlfriend's ex-boyfriend's restaurant? My girlfriend's ex-boyfriend recently opened a burger restaurant, and she and her friends all trashed the restaurant on Google reviews. She made like 3 other Gmail accounts to make more reviews. I think Yelp and other pages as well, which I thought was completely unnecessary, especially since he didn't sound that bad. Some reviews even mentioned him having a foot fetish. Anyway.
I'm sorry.
Jesus.
Pardon? Excuse me?
Okay. Anyway, I was playing rugby at a park, and afterwards we were all hungry and someone suggested some burger restaurant across the street. I said, quote, I think that's my girlfriend's ex's restaurant. Haha, okay, let's try it out. We went there and the burgers were actually pretty good and some of the best I ever had, so I left a positive review of the restaurant. It was decently priced, though the drinks were a bit overpriced. The restaurant was a bit cramped and the bathroom didn't work, so I'd say it was a 9 out of 10 dining experience. That's a 9 out of 10.
That's a 9 out of 10?
He just listed all the reasons it wasn't good.
There was like a lot of reasons why it's not good.
The bathroom didn't work.
Is there like poop all
toilet or just straight up the bathroom just didn't fucking work?
The bathroom didn't work.
Okay, well, I guess it was a 9 out of 10 dining experience, so I gotta...
Like, everything was like a little overpriced. Like, it was kind of cramped. The bathroom didn't work.
9 out of 10.
9 out of 10, though.
Those burgers must have been fucking Amazing. Well, someone saw my review, sent it to her, and she texted me saying she was pissed. Like, what the fuck? Why are they still checking reviews or still making fake reviews or whatever? It's been over a year. She was waiting for me at my apartment and she screamed at me saying I'm betraying her by supporting his business and how much of an asshole that makes me and that she can't trust me. I told her to chill out and it's just a burger. She said, I just don't understand, and left. I hope this isn't the end. Sad face. Edit. I love my girlfriend. I don't want it to end. Stop telling me to. Yeah, I shouldn't have read that part, but
I'm sorry. I'm also caught up on the fact he said, yeah, the burgers were pretty good.
Oh wait, there's another part I forgot to read. Edit. I just found out he cheated on her, so I don't feel too bad about the reviews, but I still think it was excessive. That kind of changes things a little bit, but like I don't know. I don't know. I've never been cheated on.
Me either.
So I can't really say, like, I can't really judge people for what they do when they get cheated on. But if this is true, it's been over a year. If you're, like, still, like, obsessed over your ex and, like, trashing his business and stuff, like...
With a new boyfriend?
Yeah, it's like, why are you even thinking about him? Yeah, it's like, you know, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it's, like, so fucking painful. And, like... Maybe leaving one silly review is like
I'm
not
like
that
you
bad.
and your friends like leaving one silly review being like this place sucks or like just not having any context under it.
But like for like continue she made 3 other Gmail accounts. Like
that's
very excessive.
And foot
like
fetish.
And talking about his foot fetish, like, I mean, I don't know if he actually has one, but either way, it's like, you know, just let the guy live. Like, I'm sure he's a dick, but, like, at the end of the day, like, you don't have to deal with him anymore.
Yeah, but also, like, some people just don't read the reviews. They just see 1 star and, like, they probably didn't even read, like, the foot fetish part.
I don't think she's a great person. I'm torn on the fact that he left a good review. I don't know how to feel.
He did not need to leave a review.
I don't think so either. Like,
he could have just said, oh, the guys were, like, going out and they wanted to go to the burger restaurant.
I don't think I would have faulted him for, like, going.
Yeah.
But, like, you're also going out of your way to, like, leave your girlfriend's ex-boyfriend a review. And I guess he didn't know that he cheated on her at the time, but still it's like I would have like eaten and like gone back to my girlfriend and been like, you know, it was actually really good.
My thing is like he did not need to leave a review.
I don't think so either.
Like, do you know how many places I've gone to and left a review? 0.
Literally none. I never do that. And maybe he was just like trying to like even out what his girlfriend did, but like that's not your business.
No.
I don't know. So I think he was wrong for that. However, I do not think he's an asshole for going.
Yeah.
But I think he's a bit of an asshole for leaving the review.
I agree.
But that doesn't warrant her screaming at him.
No, like, she shouldn't have screamed at him.
I think they're both kind of assholes. I think she's a little worse, honestly, though.
Yeah, no, that's like a little toxic.
She's obsessed. It sounds like she's in love with her ex.
Now I'm like, what kind of burger did he eat?
It must have been so good.
It must have been like the best burger he's ever had.
It said some of it was like I was kind of confused because he was saying like...
This is a confusing man.
He said the burgers were actually pretty good. Some of the best I've ever had. So they're more than pretty good.
Like, just say the burgers were amazing.
I also want to know what he got. So overall vote was not the asshole. So top comment, as soon as I read that she trashed her ex's business online, I started thinking she's not ready to be in a relationship with you. I don't think you are the asshole here. I think your girlfriend isn't over her ex, not the asshole.
Yeah.
Literally, yeah.
Valid.
I don't have exes, but like I have people from the past who either have wronged me, haven't wronged me, but like I'm not like thinking about them enough to fucking go and like leave fucking reviews on their
especially when you have like a new boyfriend.
I just would ignore it. Like,
yeah.
Just, like
also, how old are these people again?
They didn't even say. So that probably plays a role. Like if they're like 18, but I mean, no 18-year-old
to have a business.
No 18-year-old has a business. They must be like old enough.
Yeah.
Old enough.
Old enough.
But yeah, not the asshole. Even though, you know, the boyfriend cheated or whatever, it's still.
He's rimming it. Like.
That.
Leave a comment if you also think.
Moving on. I have one that's fucking crazy.
Oh,
maybe I'll do that. This next one was originally posted in Relationship Advice.
Ooh.
I believe it got taken down, but there's an update. So it was posted in Best of Redditor Updates. After the original post, we get a little update after.
Oh my god, I'm so excited.
The tea is piping hot on this one. Trigger warning, if anyone needs it, this one involves birth and like complications during birth.
Oh.
And talks of death. There's no death, but there's talks of death. So just giving a trigger.
Just a little trigger warning.
Just a little cute little trigger warning.
We love you guys.
So this was posted in Relationship Advice. So we're not saying who's the asshole. We're just like giving our thoughts. We're pondering, you know, being girls. My husband refused to answer my calls while I was in labor, and my brother played a horrible prank. Now my husband is furious. I won't cut him off. My husband and I got into a fight prior to my daughter's birth a week ago, when he casually suggested a paternity test for our daughter when she was born. To be clear, this was completely out of the blue with no wanting or reason. I'm a homebody who works remotely with no male friends other than my brother. I told him that he was accusing me of infidelity, and he said he just wanted to be sure, and kept bringing it up until I told him, after 3 days of him asking and the stress starting to make me feel physically ill, that I didn't want to talk to him and left to my brother's house. I called him while I was gone and tried to work it out, but he refused. After all this, I went home the next day to grab some things while he was at work, and I went into labor. I called him 16 times, before calling my brother, who called him another half a dozen times himself while on the way to pick me up and then on the way to the hospital. It was a horrible and traumatic birth. I started crowning in the car, and the doctor delivered my daughter in the back of my brother's van because I was too far along to move me, before rushing me in when I kept bleeding.
Oh my god. My jaw physically dropped.
It gets crazier.
It gets crazier?
It gets crazy. It was horrible. I hated it all. My brother's wife, who is a nurse, even told me she honestly thought I wouldn't make it. I also opted for a hysterectomy as it came to that, or something more dangerous. I only ever wanted one or none, but my husband wants a large family. I'm trying to bond with my daughter, but it's been hard. The point is that during this, while I was returning from surgery, 10 hours after I called, my husband finally responded and asked why I hadn't answered his call. However, my brother had my phone and was so angry that he said, quote, "This is OP's brother. I'm at the hospital. She didn't make it," and turned it off. My husband rushed over and got there when I had just woken up and started shouting until the security forced him out, and then didn't get to see our daughter until the next day because I was mostly asleep, and apparently they needed my signature to allow him back. My sister-in-law thinks it was horribly cruel, but that he deserved it. My brother stands by his prank and says that he only gave my husband 10 minutes of the same fear he had felt at my side for 10 plus hours. Whenever he sees my husband, he also keeps telling him that I nearly died because we waited for him. My brother used to be mostly indifferent to my husband, but now he absolutely hates him. You can see it in his face whenever my husband enters the room, and he's been visiting a lot because he doesn't trust my husband to care for me while I'm still healing. My husband is furious that he won't apologize and that I won't make him, and yelled at me when I said that the only reason my brother had my phone was because he wasn't there. I am trying to be empathetic. I know he feels guilty. I've spoken to my therapist, and she says the apathy I'm feeling is likely general and not solely focused on him from lingering shock from the trauma. I read that weird, but It was really weirdly written, but didn't say much about the prank. My mother-in-law has been texting me to say that my family is horribly cruel for the prank and that I should go no contact with my brother, and now my husband is saying the same. I just don't know what to do. I'm not in a good headspace. It's been hard to be in the same room with my husband, and I've been sleeping in the guest room with my daughter. He brought up the paternity once, and I just exhaustedly told him to either get out of my face or go stay with his mom if he's planning on stressing me out even more. I really don't feel myself, and yes, I am taking the likelihood of PPD, postpartum depression, seriously, and my therapist who has suggested that it may be PTSD too. Honestly, I just want more opinions because I don't know.
This poor lady.
I feel so fucking bad for her. What a fucked up...
I feel like that's one of those things that, like, mostly everyone knows you're not supposed to put added stress on someone who is like about to give birth.
Literally. So he starts it off being husband of the year by saying, you cheated on me, that's not my kid. The second that kid's born, I want a fucking paternity test.
Which is like so random, it sounds like.
Literally, like, I wonder if someone put that idea into his head or something. Because, like, what? And also, the fucking kid isn't even born yet.
Right?
You don't know. It's not like he saw the kid and was like, this doesn't look like me, which is still dumb because genetics are wild and things can happen. And he kept pushing. So there's like two halves of this story. It's like him begging for the paternity test at the beginning. Oh my God, there's so many. Not answering the calls. The brother's prank. I'm shook on this one. This one's so hard because like I'm obviously with her.
Yeah, and also she's sleeping in the guest room with the baby. He gets the room.
I didn't even catch that, dude. Everything about this story makes me so mad.
She also went to her brother's house.
Yeah.
She had to be like, what, 40 weeks pregnant?
Yeah, she gave birth, so whatever.
Like around that time.
Yeah.
At least I'm going to put it in the middle, like 40 weeks.
I feel like yes, the brother shouldn't have done that. I don't necessarily blame him for it.
I mean, like, he could have made the husband feel bad in a much different way. Like, he didn't need to say that, oh, she died.
She died. That's so... it is very fucked up. But also, she could have died.
Yeah.
And she was very close to. And the fact that I just cannot get over, like... You know what I just thought of? Like, what if he just didn't want to be there for the birth? Like, what if he was just like, I do not want to do that. I just don't feel like taking care of her. I don't. Because he was conveniently gone, not answering for 10 hours. Ugh. Why? Where was he? What was he doing? Why? I feel the brother on this one. Like, I really do. Because I can't imagine how fucking scared he must have been. And then her fucking dick face of a husband is like, why aren't you answering my call?
Why
and
are
he's
you
like,
not picking up? First of all, if the husband didn't even know that she was in surgery, getting a hysterectomy, and like almost bled to death, she was still possibly in labor.
Yeah.
Like, even then, like, she still wouldn't pick up the phone to answer you.
Well, he didn't know she was giving birth because he didn't answer the fucking calls. So he called back after 10 hours. Nobody answered. So then he called again and was like, why didn't you answer my call? Like, he's not wondering, like, hey, why?
Like, my wife is pregnant and, like...
Called me 10 times and also her brother called me 10 times.
Maybe she's just wants McDonald's or something.
Honestly, that's me. And the fact that she almost died, but she's still like, I got a hysterectomy, but like my husband wanted more kids. Like, she's still thinking about him.
Like, I think she's fearful of what he could possibly do.
Yeah, this guy sucks. And this is like very concerning behavior. Like,
Divorce.
Literally divorce. This is so scary. As for the brother, I would not say cut him off. This is so hard. He shouldn't have done that. He really shouldn't have. But I wouldn't cut him off and I wouldn't make him apologize. I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah. I mean, like, I feel like the brother should apologize to the original poster.
Oh, like his sister.
Yeah,
like,
for sure. But like he shouldn't apologize to.
I would absolutely, like, if I were him, I would apologize to her, just being like, I was so mad. I was so scared.
Like, not only did he have to like deal with the trauma of not knowing if she was going to make it out of surgery, she gave birth and bled out in his car.
Yeah, literally. Like, she could have died in his car. This husband sucks. I genuinely think he just didn't want to be there.
I mean, like, it's one of those things that's like, I want to have lots of kids and doesn't want to be at the birth.
Literally. But he's also, like, wanting a paternity test. Like, I wonder if he just made that shit up just to get out of
like,
this.
I'm sorry, do you want a lot of kids? Do you want to own up that you're this child's father? You want to have all these kids?
Step one.
Step one, I don't know, maybe trust your wife.
Get rid of him.
She's not only recovering from surgery, but also has a newborn that very clearly he is not taking care of because she said she's staying in the room, like in the guest room with the baby.
We have an update to get to. I totally forgot. So I don't think this will be something we can come back from. I just don't think I'll be able to heal with him because there is no way he didn't know it was me calling. and he still hasn't told me why he didn't answer. I know I thought I wouldn't decide right away, but I actually don't want to forget how terrible it was waiting on him, thinking he couldn't possibly leave me like that no matter how angry he was. I took the time to think about that moment before it all went down and just how grossly betrayed and scared and alone I felt while the contractions were hitting, and I was on my knees trying to breathe through the pain while waiting on the phone while it rang through. And I just don't think there's any coming back from that. I wouldn't want my daughter thinking it's okay to stay with a man who destroyed her trust that way either. I will be contacting an attorney and will be meeting with them in the coming weeks. We had a prenup, so it hopefully won't be too hellish. I hope. I feel like this situation became even clearer when my friend asked me if I'd still trust him as the one to sign off on my medical papers, and the reaction to that idea was visceral. I wouldn't. And I want him to get off that legality as soon as possible. In fact, there are roommates I had in college I would trust more. I would have never ignored so many calls from him consecutively. I feel good with my brother and sister-in-law here with me, especially so with her being a nurse and having been there through the birth. It really helped us bond in a way that we'd never really had time to. I've also finally told my old friends about the baby, and they are alternating to come and help me out for the next little while. None of this even touched the paternity test, but I'll get it for the proceedings, I guess. So I guess he'll get what he wanted. Anyway, I'm safe and well. My daughter is healthy and happy as a peach. Happy as a peach. And pretty much an angel who is happy to sleep peacefully anywhere and took to the boob with ease. Slay!
Good for her.
I love that, which is such a blessing since everything still hurts. Just making this decision has taken an odd weight off my shoulders, and my sister-in-law has been really helping us bond. Anyway, thank you for letting me write this out. I'm not good at diaries or journals, but writing to people feels different, and it's actually brilliant for the clarity of the situation. And even my therapist said that I seemed clearer and calmer. I might try a diary again, as she suggested. And that's it.
Oh my god.
That's it on that one. It kind of has like a bit of a happy ending. For the situation, I think this is the best way it could have gone.
And like her saying like, I don't want to teach my daughter to stay with a man who distrusted her. That man did distrust that girl.
Yeah.
By not showing up.
I know.
To her birth.
I don't know. I respect that, to be like, this is a one and done type thing. Like, I cannot deal with behavior like this again. And I think it takes a lot. Like, after you just gave birth, to leave your husband, like, that's probably so hard. Like, you probably really want him there, but this is not the type of person you want. Mm-mm. He couldn't even be there for the birth, let alone for her life. So let's do a bit of a more lighthearted one, and then we'll end on a nice one.
Okay.
Nice, wholesome
I'm gonna take a little sip of my matcha.
Yes, of course.
Oh my god, what are we drinking today?
What are we drinking today? I have a
double espresso.
I have a double espresso with a splash of oat milk and salted caramel cold foam.
I have a matcha with oat milk and some vanilla.
Slay. Okay, I have two that maybe we'll choose from.
Okay.
So one of them is an Am I the Asshole post. It's Am I the Asshole, Fiance's Ex in Wedding Party? Or a relationship advice post. My 33 male girlfriend, 32 female, has one incredibly annoying habit I cannot stand.
I kind of want to know the habit.
Okay, my 33 male girlfriend, 32 female, has one incredibly annoying habit I cannot stand. Okay, this is going to sound petty. I promise you it isn't to me. We've been dating for almost 2 years, and in almost every way, she is the one for me. I want to get married to her. However, I realize this sounds so petty, but for some reason, this bothers me so much more than it should. She has the absolute worst restaurant etiquette. 1, she barely tips. We both have good jobs. Money is not a problem for her or I. We kind of take turns paying when eating out. I normally tip 20%, maybe a little more or less depending on the situation. Over the weekend, she tipped $3 on a $46 bill. Sometimes I've tried to leave cash on the table, but she gets upset, takes it, and hands it back to me. We've only had a few fights, and almost every one of them has started like this. She is absolutely convinced that throwing a few dollars in is more than enough. She gets all of this from her family. Her parents took us out last Christmas to a very expensive steakhouse. Her dad made an absolute scene in production of tipping $20 on a $500 bill.
Oh.
Because it's the holidays. Pardon?
Huh?
I don't get that. 2, she sends almost every dish back. Something is always wrong with whatever she ordered. The hamburger is not done enough or done too much. There's dirt in the lettuce in her salad. The pasta isn't cooked enough. You get the idea. Every time. 3, she expects the waitstaff to be paying attention to her needs instantaneously. She's not necessarily verbally abusive towards them, but she keeps making demands. Water or iced tea needs constantly refilled. We need more napkins. This fork is dirty, etc. If she's expecting or asking for something and that person isn't right there, she'll start asking me loudly, where are they, to get some attention. 4, she argues over the bill every time, demanding to speak with a manager to have something taken off or reduced because she wasn't satisfied. It doesn't matter if it's Applebee's or the Capitol Grill. Never pay the full amount. I am 100% sure this all comes from how her parents act at restaurants. I've seen them do this every time we've eaten out together. It isn't a money thing either. They're not struggling. It is to the point that I don't like going out to eat because of what I know is about to happen. She is completely aware of how tipping is supposed to work, but insists that it is optional and to stop throwing money away. There's no other situation where she has this antisocial behavior except at a restaurant. I cannot get my mind around it. Everywhere else, she is a kind, reasonable, sweet person, but as soon as she's in a restaurant, she turns into this. How the hell do I convince her that this type of behavior needs to change and it is really bothersome and antisocial? I've tried explaining time and time again, and it goes in one ear and out the other. This would drive me insane. I get so embarrassed with people like this.
My stepmom is like this. With like the sending food back.
They could literally serve me shit on a platter and I'm like, thank you.
Like thank you. Like,
especially unless if like sometimes I struggle, but sometimes like if they forget something that I was like really looking forward to, I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Like
I'm like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Can I please have? Or like sometimes they'll like give us the wrong food. And I'm like,
oh yeah.
I'm so sorry, but I don't think this is the thing we ordered.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I ordered this and this is this and but I'm so sorry. It's okay if like this is okay too.
Like, I think it says a lot about how people treat
service workers.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you worked in a restaurant.
Yes. It was only like 3 months, but.
And I worked in a cafe for years.
Right.
And I am like, give these people some respect. Or a lot of respect.
What was like the worst experience you had with a customer?
Let me think. Because, I worked in like rich people central. It was like the part of the city that's like where all the rich people live, and like there's like a little old college student me, like I just want to get McDonald's occasionally, so I'm working here. There was this one lady, I wasn't at the register for this, I was on my break, so I was overhearing this. She's like, what is the soup today? And it was like, I think it was like beef chili or something. One of my coworkers was like, oh, it's beef chili. And then she's like, no. And then she's like, what's the soup? It's supposed to be vegetarian. What's the soup? Oh, we only have beef chili. We only have one soup at a time. It rotates. We have other stuff, though. We have a lot of vegan and vegetarian options. She goes over to, like, my other coworker, who's a man. She's like, this lady doesn't know anything. What's your soup today? And what is the vegetarian soup? And then he's like, whoa, like, no, we only have the beef chili, just like we said. But, like, we've got salads, we've got sandwiches, we've got pretty much anything else. We've got, like, a little grain bowl that you could have. She's like, no, I need your vegetarian soup.
She's trying to make this shit happen.
She ended up getting the grain bowl. She took, like, 2 bites of it and, like, dumped it on the table.
Oh, my God. People are insane. I genuinely think it's, like, they feel like they don't have enough control in their life. So they walk into a restaurant or like a fast food place and they just treat the people like shit because it like makes them feel better. Mm-hmm. Genuinely. Because like they think the servers are their servants.
Yeah.
Getting back to the story, we got so off topic. Like, I do think it's weird. He says like she's so nice everywhere else. And I genuinely think he's right. It probably is how her parents acted. I think she just thinks that's how you act. But he said, like, no, like, you can't act like this.
And, like, the fact that, like, it just goes in one ear, out the other. Like, there's no change in that.
I would not be able to go out to eat with this person.
Like, it just shows how much they, like... Oh, and also the tipping thing. Like, I got most of my paycheck from tips.
Yeah, it's how, especially restaurant people, they usually make like $6 or $7 an hour, not even.
Like less than minimum wage.
Just, and they're like, the tips make up more than half of it. Like, that's how they get their money. That's fucked up, obviously. Like, I wish it wasn't like that.
Yeah.
But that's how it is. If, you know, I understand if you can't afford it, but it's not about that. And if you can't afford it, just like, don't.
I know, like, if the restaurant specifically says, because I know we have like a few restaurants in my neighborhood that have this, it's just like, we pay our workers a livable wage, and tipping is not required, but it is appreciated.
That's how it should be.
Like, we automatically give like our servers, like, I think that they get paid like $30 an hour, which is like pretty
like,
good.
That's very
and like they're
good.
closed one day, so like everyone can have like a break.
I love that.
Yeah,
that's how
I'll
it should
bring you
be.
there.
Like, you should not, like, it shouldn't have to be like that where these workers have to rely on these tips, because a lot of people are like this and won't do it. It's not like an automatic that they will get this money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you have to just hope that people will be nice that day. It's really fucked up. But unfortunately, that's the way it is in America, at least. And so,
like, if I was that waiter who got like a $20 tip on a $500 bill,
what should it be? Math time.
So here, it's 20% of 500. It should be like at least like 100.
It should be, yeah. $20 is criminal.
If you have a $500 to spend on dinner, you have an extra $100 to give a tip.
That's insane. That's
especially if it's
insane.
the holidays. Give $120.
Yeah, he says it's the holidays, as if that makes it better. That makes it worse, my guy.
Like only for you.
This woman, or this person, is about to go home with no money because for the holidays.
I remember being so ecstatic. I worked Christmas Eve and I got a $70 tip. I was jumping up and down. I made them the best drink they ever had.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
And I even gave them a cookie, I think. Like, and I'm like, you
That's
are
so nice.
perfect.
And that is tough, like, for him saying that's, like, the only thing.
But that's, like, a big thing.
It is a big
If it was
thing.
like, oh, she bites her nails. Like, like, okay.
Yeah.
But if you're being
yeah.
rude, like, going to restaurants is, like, I mean, like, that's my favorite thing to do.
I think the way to fix this is either never go out to eat with her again or break up with her. I don't know, because, like, she's
Have
not
her
listening.
work in a restaurant for a shift.
Yeah, why? Literally. Okay, top comment. I was in the service industry for over 10 years, and one of the things I look for in people, friends or partners, is how they treat others when they are in a perceived position of power. As the customer, you're technically in a power position because even if you're a dick, your server has to be pleasant to you. Then we go back in the kitchen and talk about what a C word you are. So she uses this opportunity where she has the upper hand to be absolutely terrible. This is a big deal, and I doubt you'll ever convince her otherwise. She does this because she thinks she's above those serving her. Literally.
They're gonna spit in your food.
And they're gonna spit in your food. How do you solve this? Like, I don't know.
I just think it's you can't solve it.
It's just something you have to, like,
Either live with.
I would just not ever go out with this person.
That's so sad.
It is sad.
Imagine never going to Chili's again because
I would just go on my
Louis
own.
ruined it.
I would just go with my friends or something. Hopefully then maybe she would be like, I mean, has she ever seen other people, like, in the way they act? Has she ever gone out in a group? Nobody was like, oh my God, like, you know what I mean? It's like you kind of see how other people...
I feel like get a whole bunch of people that you know worked in the service industry, like out of your friends, and like all go out to dinner so they can just roast her.
That's a good idea. That's a great idea. Do that. Maybe that'll help. Okay, so we're gonna move on to the last story.
Like what?
Once again, I have two choices. They're both from relationship advice, and they're both like pretty wholesome. Like they're good. They're nice. It's a nice like Valentine cute thing. It's either my girlfriend told me she was out with a friend, but that friend was with me picking out an engagement ring. You want that one?
No,
don't
I
you?
gotta hear the other one.
How do I confront my girlfriend about her lie? Or my 32 male best friend asked if I would be her 30 female sperm donor for her surrogate, and I am in love with her, but she has no idea.
Oh my God, I want both of them. I can't decide.
We could do both of them if you want.
I'm down for what else do we have to do today?
Okay, we'll do. So we'll do both. Which one do you want to start with?
the engagement.
Okay. My girlfriend told me she was with a friend, but that friend was with me picking out an engagement ring. How do I confront my girlfriend about her lie? God, this is a doozy. I swear my life feels like a movie right now. I, 28 male, am planning on proposing to my girlfriend of 3 years, 26 female. Now, I suck at picking out jewelry. I'm the type of guy that doesn't see a problem with heart-shaped jewelry. Seriously, why is it considered so ugly?
Oh my god.
So every time I want to buy something for my girl, I usually consult one of our mutual friends.
Good move on him.
Good move. That's
that
what
is
you
the
wanna
smartest
do.
move.
My girl's best friends are all friends with me as well, and we all get along well. So asking them for help picking out jewelry is something I'm used to. When it came to pick out a ring, I consulted my girlfriend's best friend, Justine, fake name. Justine and I are quite close, and she knows my girlfriend better than anyone, including me. So when my girlfriend went out to visit her sister and baby nephew, I invited Justine over to the house to help pick out a ring. Justine and I looked through a few catalogs, but decided it was a dead end and it would be better to go to professionals at a jewelry store. However, I didn't know when my girlfriend would be coming home, so Justine and I thought of a clever text to gauge how much time we had. I asked her when she'd be coming home as I was ordering takeout and wanted to know when to tell them to have the food ready by. She responded by saying it would be a few hours. She met up with Justine to go shopping. Now, obviously, this took me by surprise since Justine was standing inside my house. I showed Justine the text and she looked as confused as I was. It isn't out of the ordinary for my girlfriend to meet up with people out of the blue like that for shopping, lunch, etc. She's a very spontaneous person and loves making plans on the fly. So ordinarily, I would have believed this text in a heartbeat. However, obviously, this had been a lie. When she came home, she acted completely normal and I played along, but it's been really hard to act like everything's fine. We got takeout, ate together, and cuddled on the couch after that. So far, she's caught on a little that something's upsetting me, but I just can't tell her what. Looking at her kills me. I don't know what to do. My girlfriend and I have zero trust issues and we tell each other everything, so this lie is killing me. I want to ask her about it so bad, but if I tell her I knew she was lying, I'd have to explain why, and I really don't want to do that. What do I do? I know she lied to me, but I don't know how to confront her about it. Should I just forget it? This won't stop gnawing at me. Please help.
Do you think she was also looking at rings?
This is tough. So I know everything.
Okay.
Because I know the update. I've read the update. But like on first read, like that's so tough. Like I can't even imagine. How does the friend feel being like, oh, but it's also weird because I feel like if I was gonna lie about something, I don't really do that. But like if I was gonna use you as like my excuse, like I probably would have told you.
Yeah.
I would have been like, hey, I'm gonna tell blank that I'm with you, just go along with it. So the fact that Justine was also like, the fuck? I already know everything, so we could just get to the update.
Okay, get to the update. I'm ready.
So, because this one is like, what the fuck? Like, I remember reading this being like, I have to know, like, what is it? I decided to confront my girlfriend. I thought about using some of the lies people suggested, but they just wouldn't make sense. I don't know what people suggested. To say I ran into Justine somewhere. Well, I told my girl I had to stay home and do stuff around the house, and that's why I couldn't go with her to see my sister-in-law. To say Justine was helping me pick out jewelry, it doesn't make sense for her to come all the way to our house just to help me pick out a piece of jewelry, unless if it was a serious piece of jewelry, like an engagement ring. If I just wanted to get her a piece of jewelry as a gift, I'd ask her friends for suggestions or ask them to send me pictures of jewelry she might like. It all happens over text. None of the excuses made sense, so I decided to be honest. I basically just said that I knew we'd be thinking about marriage, and she probably knew a proposal was coming soon, so I invited Justine over to find her the perfect ring. And that so happened to be the day she said she was going to see her. So what's the deal? She immediately started grinning like an idiot and prodded me about proposing in the ring, but then we got back onto the topic of where she was, and she confessed what she was really doing. No, she wasn't cheating, and no, she wasn't picking out a ring for me. The amount of times that was commented was crazy. So some people are dog people, and some people are cat people. Well, me, I'm a snake person. I grew up with snakes my whole life, but I never felt I was able to get one because my girlfriend has always been uneasy about living with a snake, which I completely respected. Also, the process of buying and raising a snake is very different than of buying and raising a dog or cat. It's quite complicated, so you can imagine my surprise when my girlfriend showed me a picture of her holding the cutest Kenyan sand boa I have ever seen.
Oh my god. This is the best turn of events. I think, okay, they better have that snake at their wedding.
I love them.
Oh my god.
Needless to say, my girlfriend was going to surprise me with a snake. We're picking her up next week. Let me know if you want a pet tax. Pet tax is like on Reddit when you have to put a picture of your pet, like when you're talking about them. She's so cute. I definitely did not expect this, and I feel bad for ruining the surprise, but oh well. Life is good. Sorry if this isn't the ending you guys wanted or expected. Just a snake. Haha. Thanks for reading.
Oh my god. No, like that's he did the right thing.
Yeah, this went perfectly in my opinion.
It went perfect. Like it could have like eaten him alive.
Yeah, that's what would have happened if he just like kept shut. I mean, I'm sure maybe once he got the snake he would have known, but like
obviously it's not as planned for both of them, but like right. I'm glad it happened the way
I know. I'm so glad this is what happened and not like she was cheating on me. Like it's so many.
The fact that they were getting like a surprise for each other at the same time, like something they both really wanted.
That's so cute. That's why I put this in the Valentine episode.
Oh my god!
I was like, we need something to like remind us love exists after all those fuck ass stories. That was so cute.
That's I'm just if Hayes showed up with a kitten.
Oh my god!
For me, I would fucking die. Of course, that's another thing because Hayes is afraid of cats, but
that's kind of like this story. Like she was afraid of the snake, but she got it because she knew he would love it.
Oh my god!
So I hope they get married. Well, they probably will. I think
they are. She was like, "Can I see it?
Can I see it?
Can I see it?"
But I'm glad like she was still excited, even though like he told her the surprise. Like she got super excited.
I mean, she probably didn't see the ring yet.
Probably
she
not.
doesn't know when she's getting proposed to.
She doesn't even know. But yeah, do you want to read the next one?
Oh my god, yeah.
Okay.
So
moving on to the next wholesome story. So my 32 male best friend asked if I would be her 30 female sperm donor for her surrogate, and I am in love with her, but she has no idea. So, for a bit of background, we met in college and have been best friends since then. We hooked up once years ago. It was a drunken exchange, and I honestly chalked it up to we were both drunk and in the right place. She got ovarian cancer that was stage 3 a few years back and survived and has been in remission. However, she had to have a complete hysterectomy. I'm talking about that multiple times today.
Multiple.
She had mentioned a year ago she was considering surrogacy. She had told me she planned to use a donor as she has been single for a while. Thing is, I am in love with her and have been for years, but she has no idea. I know at one point she had feelings for me, but I was seeing someone then, and out of respect for my girlfriend at the time, she never acted on it. I feel like before I give her an answer, which will be yes, I should tell her how I feel. I want to make her dream of motherhood come true, and I am honestly touched she thinks so highly of me, she wants me to be the father. Regardless of how she feels, I will still donate, and if she doesn't feel the same, I will still love her as my best friend. Guess I am trying to find the best way to ask her and came to Reddit for advice. So how should I handle this?
Oh my god.
This is like a romance book. Like,
oh, when I first read like the title, I'm like, oh my god, she better not be in a relationship.
No, she's single.
She's single and he's single and they're gonna have...
So
okay,
the top
continue.
comment was tell her. Regardless of the sperm donor situation, you have to let her know. Good luck. And on to the update.
Oh my god. I'm just waiting for you to say it so I can celebrate.
Update. We do brunch on Saturdays because she does yoga Sundays, so we met up this morning. I could barely eat, and she could tell something was wrong. She got worried thinking I was going to say no or something worse, so by the time we took a walk, both of us were nervous wrecks. I sat her down and told her everything, how I realized I was in love with her several years back, but was too much of a chicken shit to come clean. I told her that I never said anything because I did not want to jeopardize our friendship. Her face turned white, then a myriad of expressions came over her face, then she started laughing till tears came down her face. I honestly was stunned. My stomach was in my throat, and I honestly thought that almost 12 years of friendship were down the toilet. Then she started crying, sobbing really, and she lightly hit my chest. She half laughed and sobbed that she was in love with me too, but she thought that it would also impede the friendship we had, and she wanted nothing to screw up what we have. We hugged, and I told her that there is no one on this earth I would want to have a child with but her. We talked for hours. In fact, I just got home. We have decided that we want to focus on us for now. I want us to be at that point that we can do it together. I know that this isn't a rom-com and that things could end up not working out for us in the end. However, I'm pretty sure if there is such things as soulmates, she is mine. Thank you guys and gals for giving me the courage to tell her.
Yes! Yes! Oh my god, this is what I needed.
I love this. I love this so much.
We were rooting for it. Oh my god. They're going to be together forever. They're going to have all the babies.
All the babies.
Oh my god.
This is a rom-com. Like, she had cancer. She beat cancer. She liked him, but she couldn't tell him
College,
yet.
like...
He liked her, but he couldn't. Oh.
Like, oh my god.
I fucking love this. I love this.
Peeing.
With all the fucked up shit on Reddit, like, shit like this is just like, thank God it ended good.
This is like everything I needed.
Yeah.
Mwah.
I knew I had to
Chef
end
kiss.
on one of those because they're just
Oh my god, that was
so nice.
I'm going to be thinking about that for like the rest of the day.
I love it. I love it. It's perfect. So that's about it for our Valentine's episode, I guess. Thank you so much, Amber.
Oh my god, it's always a pleasure.
I had so much fun, and I hope you guys enjoyed these stories. Comment below if...
I don't even remember half the stuff we talked about. We've been filming for like 2 hours.
Comment below if you would go to your ex's burger restaurant.
I mean, I like burgers enough to like...
I think I would go.
Sacrifice everything. I would go.
I'd go.
If they had tater tots, I would go.
That's it. So I guess I'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.